Hello everybody, my name is Steve from Haddington Games Club, and today we're bringing not only the first video from Haddington Games Club, but also the first ever Dragon Ball Super card game deck profile. So, what I'll do, which I should have done already, is spin this the correct way. So we went to a tournament down in Swindon, and the Games Club placed very, very well. I came second. My friend Peter, who was piloting not this same Broly deck, but a Broly deck, came first. And then we had a fourth place from Sean playing Frieza, a fifth place from Kieran playing Vegeta. Oh, I was also playing Vegeta. And a seventh place Fraser playing with also Vegeta. However, he decided last minute to change from Vegeta to Goku, and I think that's the reason why he didn't place as well as he could have, because he is a good player. So, I'm going to show you the Broly deck I'm using in an upcoming tournament. Now, like I said, I'm Steve from Haddington Games Club. I am the tournament organizer. I'm one of the judges for Dragon Ball Super card game. So, firstly we have 4 Human Shield Krillin. So this guy can get you out of some pickles. Basically, it's nice to have a blocker. And if not, you can always use him to combo for 5. So it's always good. So I'll explain why this Krillin specifically is good once I get further through. So I'll leave him off to the side. The best card in this entire deck, synergy-wise, is this here Dawn of the Rampage Broly. Unbelievable card. So you pay 1, look at the top 7, choose any Broly that's green, and add it to your hand. Also, it's a 5K blocker when the time comes, or 5K booster when the time comes. But basically, further on through this deck, you'll see that there are Brolys that you evolve into, and they get better effects the more they're evolved. So the quicker you get into these, the quicker you can play them, the quicker you can evolve them. So, those 4. Next we have the staple of the deck. Broly doesn't Broly without this card. Broly's Ring. So, what Broly does when he attacks is both players have to discard a card from their hand. This is on this side. If you have Broly's Ring out, you don't have to discard. So that keeps you keeping your hand size and your opponent still losing theirs. Really, really good card. Running it at 4, sometimes you see it and it's a dead draw, but you can always charge it as energy, so it's no big deal. Also, I should probably explain that the flip side of Broly is on attack, draw 1, and in addition to that, he cannot attack battle cards permanent, same on both sides, which you wouldn't want to do anyway. And basically, what he does is when he attacks, both you and your opponent pick a card from hand and a card on the field, send them both to the grave. So, if you have Broly's Ring, you don't discard a card, you do still, however, have to pop from field. So, after that, we have 3 negates, full power energy, negate an attack, choose one of their 1-drops and pop it. Really, really good. I don't see it much. It's only really in there for aggro matchups, when they bring out the Kaba. Saves. If they attack with Kaba, you throw this out, pop their Kaba, and the attack is negated anyway, and they've just taken a life. So you waste their entire turn. Got 4 more Broly's Rings. Basically, Paragus is a 2-drop, which you play him out, you drop 1 from your hand into the drop zone, and play a Broly's Ring from your deck. Literally all he does, once you got Broly's Ring out, he is just a 5k booster or a 10k attacker. So we have the generic 10k boosters. It's really simple. Combo with this card when you're on 4 or less life, and you get this card itself gets plus 10,000 for the turn, so it becomes a 10,000 here, and you get to draw a card. So, pretty simple. Staple in every deck, pretty much. So, synergy. Bio Warrior Army by itself isn't crazy good. Its effect is when it's sent from the field into the drop zone, you can discard a card from your hand and bring it back active. So you can attack with this, pop it with your Broly when it's awoken, drop a card from your hand and bring it back, which is really, really quite handy when you're pushing hard for game. Next, The reason for the Krillins and the reason for these is the synergy between the two. So, if you don't happen to have a Bio Warrior army or a Paragus, your turn 2 is almost useless. So, to fill that void, we play the Friend Summoning Son Gohan. So, 2 cost. When you play him, you search top 7 for a Krillin card, which is this one, and add it to your hand. Other than that, 5k defender, 10k attacker. Next we have only 3. I think 4 is too clunky. 3 Sun Goten Family of Justice. So what this does, during your turn when you combo with it, you choose one of their characters on the field with an energy cost of 3 or less and KO it. So really, really good if you are about to attack with Broly, for example, and you want them to pop something useful rather than a small 1-drop. So if they've got an energy boosted Majin Buu or something plus their leader, and then a really nice other card like an energy boosted Beerus, for example, you're going to want to pop the Buu with this first, and then when Broly attacks, they have to shoot the Beerus off the field. So good removal. Pretty much a staple in a Broly deck and pretty good in other decks. It's basically critical, right? So it's a 15,000 attacker 3-drop. When this attacks a leader specifically, the opponent, before doing anything else, this is on attack, has to discard a card. So it has the same effect as this Broly. Pretty much identical. So it's really good if you have both the Broly and this out. They're losing 2 cards per turn, which is pretty good. And then we have... I should explain this first. This Furious Shell Vegeta is a proxy. I have the 4th one of this card coming, however, I wanted to playtest, so I put the Vegeta in here because it's close, it has double strike, and it's a 4-drop. And basically, this promo Broly... Oh, what to say about this promo Broly. Without this card, this deck is just not that good. This card is unbelievable. So, your ideal play with this deck, if you're going first, is you turn 1 Broly's Ring. Perfect, no worries. Turn 2, you play an energy, you play yourself Broly Dawn of the Rampage, search top 7, hopefully hit this unless you've already got it in your hand. And then you leave an energy open, for example, for whatever else you want to do. Play a Krillin, I don't know, combo with the Gohan. There's a whole lot of things you can do. Save a full power energy for the next turn because you're going to want to keep that Broly Dawn of the Rampage alive. This then becomes a 3-drop when you evolve it, and it gets its evolve effect. So, its evolve effect is, regardless of energy cost, you play this, your opponent, you choose an opponent's card and KO it. Absolutely unbelievable removal. Just fantastic. Other than that, 15,000, double striker. Very, very good. Run it at 4 if you get the opportunity. So, I'm a little bit iffy on the Gotenks. However, it has saved me a couple of times, so I'm not going to take it out of the deck. So what the Gotenks does, it's a 5-drop with double strike, 25k. Very, very nice number. I'll explain why in a moment. So when you play this card, choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them back to active mode. So you essentially pay him for 3 and he's a double striker with 25k. Sound familiar, except he's only on 15, so that's where this has the advantage. What's really, really, really good about having a 25k attacker is a lot of leaders only have 15,000. So, if you attack and they have, one of their 2-drop 10k boosters, and you only attack for 20k, that 10k plus the 15 is 25. So it's perfect. No worries. They don't even lose hand size because of that. Whereas if you attack for 25 into a 15k, if they have the 10-drop draw one, or the 10 defender draw one, they have to then waste another card from their hand, another 5k. So they don't get advantage from that, or they don't lose advantage, and you always want your opponent to lose advantage. So 25k is a very, very nice number to swing for when your opponent has a 15,000. Otherwise 20 is nice for while they're at 10. Same principle. So, very, very, very nice 5-drop. Every single time I drop this out, it's more or less game over for the opponent. It's a phenomenal card. So it's a 5-drop, but you can evolve it for 4 over the top of this Broly, over the top of this Broly. Any Broly, it doesn't make a difference. So what it does is it's a double striker, but what's most important is when you play this via evolving. So when a card evolves into this card, your opponent has to discard 2 cards from their hand. Unbelievable just how hard losing 2 cards hits you. And then lastly, now normally you win by the time you get this out also, but it's there just in case. 6-drop, Big Broly is what everybody calls him. So 30,000 double striker. When you play this card, regardless of whether you evolve into it or not, it has the same effect as this, which is the opponent has to discard 2 cards. It's a 30,000 double striker. So normally what happens is they're on 2 life. They've got, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 cards in hand. Though not likely if you're playing this deck correctly. You then force them to drop down to 1 and bring out a 30,000, usually against a 15, and they don't have enough in their hand to stop you, unless they have a negate, which is fair enough. There's nothing you could have done to stop that. So that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. If you have anything to say or any advice, I'm always open to sort of improving, then please just leave a comment. Otherwise, we'll start getting more gameplay, more deck profiles, things like that going. So on behalf of Haddington Games Club and myself, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.